the National Wrestling Alliance and Gotmark76 present Halloween Havoc. The main event, the total package, Lex Luger defends the NWA World Heavyweight Title against Horseman member Tully Blanchard. The United States Heavyweight Championship will be on the line as champion Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff defends against Sting. The Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, defend the NWA World Tag Team Championship against Rick and Scott, the Steiner brothers, in a number one contenders match, with the winner receiving a world title match at Starrcade. The Nature Boy Ric Flair takes on the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. The NWA World Television title will be on the line as the returning Big Van Vader challenges Dr. Death, Steve Williams. And a first ever NWA ladder match will take place between Cactus Jack Manson and the Great Muta. If the Great Muta wins, then Cactus Jack must leave the NWA for 90 days. If Cactus Jack wins, then J-Tex Corporation must disband. It is Halloween Havoc coming your way now.
And welcome everybody to Halloween Havoc. We start today's show off with an interesting matchup as that man, Cactus Jack Manson, will take on the Great Muta in a first ever ladder match. Above the ring, tied to a cable, is a briefcase. And in that briefcase are two contracts. One contract is for Cactus Jack Manson, in which he will be forced to sign if he loses this match and must leave the NWA for 90 days. The other contract is for Gary Hart and the Great Muta. And if the Great Muta loses this match, then the J-Tex Corporation must disband. And that means Terry Funk, Buzz Sawyer, Great Muta, and Gary Hart cannot work together from this point on. And it was just 3 short months ago when Cactus Jack Manson called out Gary Hart, wanting to form the J-Tex and New Mex Corporation. And the J-Tex Corporation kind of laughed at Cactus. They didn't take him seriously. And in the weeks and months since, Cactus Jack has been a huge thorn in the side of the J-Tex Corporation. And the bell rings and away we go. The object of this match is to grab a ladder and get that briefcase. The first person to do so will win the match. And we have a great show lined up, of course, for you today. The World Television title will be on the line as Big Van Vader challenges Dr. Death, Steve Williams. The World Tag Team titles on the line as the Road Warriors defend against the Steiner brothers. The U.S. title on the line, a number one contenders match, and of course a world title match. So we thank you for tuning in to Gotmark76 here at Halloween Havoc. And Cactus Jack in control, but he moves and misses out of the way. And the Great Muta taking over, throws Cactus into the turnbuckle. And a beautiful elbow in the corner. That handspring elbow in the corner knocks down Cactus Jack. Now I don't know for sure, should Cactus Jack win this match, if Gary Hart can't manage any of the wrestlers. I would find it hard to see a Great Muta without Gary Hart, as a clothesline over the top sends Muta to the floor. So perhaps Gary Hart can still manage the Great Muta, but they cannot be associated with the other members. So interesting developments to follow this matchup. As these two men fighting on the outside, of course, you do not see a referee. There is no count. There is no disqualification. The only way to win is to climb a ladder and grab the briefcase above the ring. And Cactus with a DDT on the floor, and the Great Muta goes down. And Cactus climbing the ladder on the outside. I don't think that's going to reach the briefcase in the ring, but maybe Cactus just wants a mental advantage over Muta as he climbs down the ladder. Muta back to his feet. Oh, and a big forearm by Cactus takes Muta down. And now Cactus working over that ladder. And Cactus bringing the ladder into the ring, and that's step 1. Takes down Muta. That's step 2. Is Muta going to be down long enough? Cactus not taking any chances. Picks up Muta. And a beautiful bridge suplex. Up and over goes Muta. And I think that might be it. Cactus back into the ring. He's setting up that ladder underneath the briefcase. And Cactus has begun the ascent to the top. He's trying to reach that briefcase. He has his hands on it. Muta back to his feet. And Muta pushes the ladder out. Cactus is hanging on for the briefcase. Has him and down in an electric chair slam. What a great maneuver by Muta. As Cactus was hanging on to the briefcase and a big forearm takes Manson down to the mat. Now Muta setting up the ladder. Cactus on his feet. Cactus in the ring. Muta has his hands on the briefcase. Cactus, he's climbing the other side. Oh, and these two men exchanging blows on top of the ladder. Cactus ramming Muta's head. Oh, a forearm by Muta. A chop by Muta. Another chop by Muta. Cactus, Muta exchanging blows on top of the ladder. Oh, and now Cactus's head rammed. These two men fighting for the crown, and Cactus shoves Muta off the ladder. Cactus going for the briefcase. Can this be it? Cactus trying to unlock the briefcase from the ladder. That didn't make any sense. He's trying to unlock the briefcase from the cable, standing on the ladder. And he's going to work. I think he has it. He almost has it. Muta getting back to his feet. Cactus trying to get that briefcase unhooked, and here comes Muta. And again, they're exchanging blows on top of the ladder. Oh, but face first. Oh, Muta chopping away. And again, Cactus shoves Muta down to the mat. But wait, Cactus had his chance, didn't do anything about it, kicked to the midsection. A forearm to Muta. But now Muta comes back, and a DDT plants Cactus in the middle of the ring. Muta now picks up Cactus. But a reversal. Cactus with a kick to the midsection and a hot shot over the top rope. Cactus in trouble. Muta picks up Cactus. And a backbreaker. And Cactus goes down. And that's going to be it. Cactus he's not done yet. He's moving. Muta trying to get the briefcase. Oh, but Cactus fires back. Firing back. He knows that Muta's so close to winning this match. He takes Muta, wait, has Muta up and down with a powerbomb off the ladder. The fans have risen here in Chicago, and Cactus dumps Muta to the outside, but instead of climbing the ladder, he goes after Muta. Throws Muta up the ramp. Cactus going to work on the Great Muta. Throws Muta even further up the ramp. I think the idea here is that Cactus is going to take out Muta, go back to the ring where and he has him up. Here it comes. Owen spikes him with a pile driver on the rampway. Muta not moving, but Cactus picks him up. Could we see it? The face plant DDT. Kicked in the midsection. There it is. A DDT on the rampway. Muta's not moving. Cactus again picks up Muta with another pile driver. Are you kidding me? Spike down on the ramp. That's two pile drivers and a DDT. Muta's not moving, and Cactus making his way back to the ring. Cactus needs to do is climb that ladder and grab the briefcase, and JTEX Corporation will be no more. Cactus has the briefcase in his hand. But wait, Muta makes his way back to his feet. Don't ask me how. He's up there. He's trying to get to the ladder. And Cactus has the briefcase. And there it is. Cactus has won the match. And JTEX Corporation must disband. What a back and forth contest this was. And there's a pile driver on the rampway. But Muta still somehow got up to try and stop Cactus from climbing the ladder. Could not do it in time. And your winner, Cactus Jack Manson, the JTEX Corporation, is no more. And the fans here in Chicago are split. Don't go away. The World TV title's on the line next. We'll be right back. And welcome to our following contest here at Halloween Havoc, as the World Television title will be on the line. Big Van Vader makes his return to the National Wrestling Alliance after spending the last few months over in Japan, and he left with a sour taste in his mouth. It was back at July's Great American Bash pay-per-view, where he won one of the King of the Hill Battle Royal matches. The other winner of the second King of the Hill Battle Royal was Terry Gordy. Those two men then fought for $50,000, and Big Van Vader had the match basically in control, but lost via a countout. And that is the only loss that Big Van Vader has had in the NWA. His commitments in Japan took him overseas, and he's had over 3 months to think about the way that things ended the last time he was here in the NWA, as he does a ceremonial mask tribute entering the ring. And here he has a chance to win gold in the National Wrestling Alliance. The same very card, the Great American Bash. It was Dr. Death Steve Williams who defeated Terry Funk in rather quick time to win the World Television title. And this must be Dr. Death's toughest match to date in defending that title. It was back at September's Clash of the Champions when Terry Gordy challenged the World TV title, and Dr. Death was able to get a pinfall victory over him at Fall Brawl. So now this monster Vader gets his opportunity. Here it comes. Dr. Death Steve Williams, the World Television Champion. And the fans in Chicago show their love and support to Dr. Death. He has taken on all challengers in defending that World Television title, but none will be as big or as huge as Big Van Vader. This is the first title match on the show, and Big Van Vader staring around. He's moving around ringside. He's not going to wait for Dr. Death to get his robe off. He's in the ring. He's having words. He's not attacking from behind. He's having words. He's getting in the face. Oh, and Williams jabs, but Vader fighting back with the forearm. The bell has rung, and Dr. Death still has his robe on. And Dr. Death having words with Vader. Vader got right in his face, and Dr. Death took a swing. But Vader now in control with a series of punches. Snapmare takeover. And Dr. Death in trouble. The TV title lying there in the ring. But the bell has rung. And Vader now with body blows and chops. But Dr. Death fighting back. Has Vader and takes him down with a Russian leg sweep. And now Dr. Death in control. Stomping away. Still wearing his ring robe. Oh, a big chop by Vader. A big body punch by Vader. Vader throws Dr. Death into the turnbuckle. Vader runs, charges. Oh, and nails Dr. Death with a splash in the corner. Again, another splash, and down goes Williams. Goes for the cover. We're going to have a new champion, and no. Williams kicks out before the referee can make a 1 count. And the referee finally discarding the World TV title. And a big clothesline by Vader takes Dr. Death down. Dr. Death still in his ring robe, and a big elbow by Vader. I don't know what those two men said to each other, but Vader got in Dr. Death's face, and Steve Williams with a big blow, but now he's on the receiving end of a butt whooping on the hands of Big Van Vader. Wait a second. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but he took down the referee. Vader took down the referee when going on the outside. He has a sledgehammer, a friggin' sledgehammer, and nails Dr. Death with it. The referee didn't see it. The referee was getting up for being nailed by Vader. Did not see that Vader nailed Dr. Death with a sledgehammer. And here we go. Williams finally getting his robe off, but Vader still in control. The referee has begun a count. And now Vader climbing the top rope. What's he have in mind? He leaps and nails a knee across the chest. And that's how, wait, no! Vader pulls up Dr. Death. I think he could have had him there. Vader picks up Williams, going for the choke slam. It's blocked by Williams. Williams with an elbow. Goes for a clothesline, but Vader's only stunned. Throws Vader into the turnbuckle. Williams charges, but Vader moves out of the way. Vader now with a big right hand takes Williams down. This is a physical match, folks. Vader throws Williams across the ring. Picks him up, and here it comes! The powerbomb! No! He flipped him over! Oh, the momentum of Dr. Death flipped over. I think Vader was going for that powerbomb. Has Williams up. Again, Williams eliminates that choke slam by Vader, and Williams now fighting back with a football tackle takes Vader down. Williams dragging Vader to the middle of the ring, goes for the cover. Will Williams retain 1, and a kick out of 1 by Vader. What a fast-paced physical match this has been. Back and forth. Vader now with a big right hand. Stuns Dr. Death. The clothesline up and over the top rope. Goes Dr. Death. And Vader now follows him out. The referee's begun to count, and Vader now going to work on Dr. Death on the outside floor. Throws him hard into the table. And now Vader ramming Dr. Death's head face first into the announce table. Picking up, wait a second, he has him up, but reversal into a DDT by Dr. Death. Vader was going to powerbomb Dr. Death on the floor. Williams reversed it into a DDT, and Vader's in trouble. The referee's count is up to 7. Vader has Williams, and a Samoan drop down. This match is most likely going to end in a double countout. The referee's counts up to 8. Williams gets back in the ring, 9. Vader has to get back in. Vader on the outside, but wait a second, can't get back in and beat the count. Dr. Death's gonna win by count out. I don't believe it. This is 2 losses for Big Van Vader, and both have come in form of a count out. Oh, we have much more action, fans. The next match is for the NWA World Tag Team Titles. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Halloween Havoc. The following contest will be for the NWA World Tag Team Championship, and there they are, the challengers. Rick on the left, Scott on the right, the Steiner brothers. And they are former United States Tag Team Champions and World Tag Team Champions. They're looking to reclaim the World Tag Team titles tonight. Now, Rick and Scott are one of the more popular tag teams here in the NWA. And while the Road Warriors are rule breakers, so to speak, they are in their hometown of Chicago. So it's interesting to see who the fans will cheer for in this contest. music, of course, loud blaring of Iron Man. And here come the World Tag Team Champions, Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. Now this match will be contested in Texas Tornado rules, so no Paul Ellering allowed at ringside. All 4 men in the ring at the same time. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Now, there could be a disqualification. If that's the case for the Steiners, they will not win the World Tag Team titles. And the fans here in Chicago showing their support for their hometown heroes, the Road Warriors. And that is what we're fighting for, the NWA World Tag Team Championship. And the introductions being made, and the referee calling for the bell, and away we go. Oh, and a big shoulder block by Hawk takes down Scott, while Rick working the leg of Animal inside the ring. And a beautiful takedown, and Animal's in trouble. Hawk throws Scott halfway across the ring. I will try to do my best to call the action here. The tag team scene here in the NWA is very, very competitive. You have teams like the United States Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express. You have the NWA World Television Tag Team Champions, Doom, the Rock and Roll Express, the Fabulous Freebirds, and much more. The Skyscrapers, there's a lot. The Horsemen. The tag team scene here in the NWA is hot and heavy and fast and furious. And Scott with a stomp on the head of Hawk. Rick now working over Animal, and the fans here booing again. We are in the hometown of the Road Warriors, Chicago, Illinois. And a big shoulder block by Hawk takes down Scott. And Scott going for a chop block, misses, and Hawk firing back with a big chop. Has Scott in the corner. And now working away with a series of kicks. And Scott Steiner in trouble. Animal has Rick up in a suplex and down hard on the mat. And Rick and Scott are now on the defensive. And Animal stomping away on Rick while Hawk rakes the eyes of Scott. Rick thrown hard into the turnbuckle, and Animal. Oh, and Hawk has Scott up with a pile driver down. Hawk nails Scott with a pile driver. Does not go for the pinfall. And Animal stomping away on Rick. Animal has Rick up again. Another suplex. They are working the neck of Rick Steiner. As Scott has Hawk pinned. 1, 2, and no, a kick out by Hawk. And a gorilla press slam by Animal. Oh, I missed up. It was a roll-up from behind by Scott Steiner, who had Hawk pinned and got out at the last second. But Rick is crawling, and Rick is in trouble. They are working over the neck of Rick Steiner in a belly-to-belly by Animal. Animal snapmare takeover on Rick. Now going back to work on Scott. And a reversal into the ropes. Oh, and a big forearm across the back. Hawk climbing the top rope. He has Rick lined up. Could it be that guillotine clothesline? He leaves and nails Rick with it. While Scott nails the PS4 skipped, but Scott hit a turtle roll slam on Animal. Oh, and a beautiful belly-to-back suplex by Scott on Hawk. Scott now setting up Hawk, who gets nailed by Animal with a shoulder breaker. And another shoulder block by Animal on Rick. Gorilla press slam, and down goes Scott. The Road Warriors back in control, and again Rick's neck is hurt. And I think Scott's neck is hurt, or his power slam down, that might be it. If Animal goes for the cover, that might be it. He does. 1, 2, and 3. No! No, Scott Steiner barely gets out at the last second. The neck of Rick, and a beautiful belly-to-belly over on Hawk. Will Rick go for the pinfall? He does! We're gonna have new champions, 1, and broken up by Animal. And here comes another suplex again, working the neck of Rick Steiner. And Steiner's in trouble. Rick Steiner is in deep trouble. They have been working the neck the entire contest. Up and over goes Scott. And Hawk goes for the cover. There's no way. 1, 2, and 3. Oh man, the Road Warriors take advantage of Rick Steiner's neck and pin him after a series of suplexes. And the Road Warriors retain, and some of the fans don't like this call. But it was a slow, methodical victory by the Road Warriors. They targeted the neck of Rick Steiner. And that ended up being what caused the downfall for the Steiners in this matchup. And I thought it was over there, that belly-to-belly off the ropes. But Rick did not get the pinfall. Animal broke it up. But your winners and still World Tag Team Champions, Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors and the fans here in Chicago showing their support for their hometown team. And, oh wait, what's this? The Skyscrapers! Oh, Dan Spivey and Sid Vicious attacking the Warriors from behind! What is going on here? The Skyscrapers laying out the Road Warriors! And they won an opportunity at the World Tag Team Championship! Don't go away! We'll be right back after this quick timeout. And welcome back to Halloween Havoc. The following contest will be a #1 contenders match as Nature Boy Ric Flair takes on the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. Now these two men wrestled last month at Clash of the Champions Fall Brawl, and the American Dream won that match via pinfall. And Ric Flair has been going down a downward spiral, so to speak, since losing the World Heavyweight title to Lex Luger back at the Great American Bash. He has become very difficult to be around, according to many wrestlers, including his fellow Horsemen members. They're losing their patience dealing with him. He's been very difficult to be around, very insecure with his future in the NWA. He finds himself tonight with a chance for redemption and to put himself back in the world title picture next month at Starrcade. However, the last few times that Ric Flair has been in the ring on the one-on-one occasion, he has been the loser. Brian Pillman, Sting, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes have all defeated Ric Flair in recent weeks and months since Ric Flair lost that world title. So can Flair turn things around? We will find out momentarily as the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, makes his way to the ring. And I do find it very interesting. Oh, and Flair, wait a second. Flair in the ring. Charges Dream. He charges the Dream and is working the legs, and the referee calls for the bell, and away we go. Flair attacking Rhodes from behind, and a series of forearms to the back, a knee to the back. An elbow. Flair in control. Working the neck now of the American Dream. But Rhodes sweeps the leg and takes Flair down. There are many people, myself included, who would love nothing more to see than a potential Ric Flair versus Tully Blanchard match for the World Heavyweight title. There is dissension among the Horsemen. And if Ric Flair wins this match, and Tully Blanchard wins the World title in our main event later tonight against Lex Luger, then we will see a Ric Flair and Tully Blanchard match. Of course, it goes the other way. It could be the American Dream Dusty Rhodes taking on Lex Luger in a match I know many fans would want to see. And of course, there's no love lost between Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard. So there are many different possibilities for what these matches will hold. And we will find out tonight what our main event at Starrcade will be, as the winner of this match will take on the winner of Lex Luger and Tully Blanchard. And Flair remains in control with an elbow drop. Of course, we still have the U.S. Heavyweight title as Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff defends against Sting. That match will be coming up next. And Flair in control. He's been in control for most of this matchup, allowing Dusty to get back to his feet and knocks him back down. Oh, and a big chop takes the Dream down. Dusty Rhodes in trouble. His chest turning hamburger red. But Dusty throws Flair up and over the top rope. And now Dusty has Flair and suplex him back into the ring. Flair now in trouble for the first time in this contest. Dusty Rhodes is in control. But another chop staggers the Dream. And a series of lefts, a kick to the midsection, and a high knee lift takes Dusty Rhodes down. Flair is working a methodical match here against the Dream. And Dusty has found himself on the defensive more than the offensive. And now Flair, raking the eyes of the Dream, had a 5 count to break the hold and does. And Dusty Rhodes is in a world of trouble. But Flair with an inside cradle, and Rhodes makes it to the ropes. Into the ropes goes Rhodes. And a beautiful hip toss by Flair, who struts and styles and profiles across the ring. Dusty rolling out and back into the ring. Flair catches him into the ropes, and a big elbow takes Rhodes down. This is probably the best match I've seen Ric Flair wrestle in the last 2 months. He is in control and chopping now Rhodes down. A roll-up from behind. Flair has him pinned. 1, 2, and no! Rhodes kicks out. And look at the chest of the Dream, all beaten red from all the chops in this contest. And Rhodes, bionic elbow, takes Flair down. Rhodes going for the cover. Will he take on the world champion next month at Starrcade? 1! And a kick out of 1 by Flair. And Rhodes can't believe it. I thought that was it. Rhodes nailed the bionic elbow. And Flair kicked out at 1. But Rhodes staying on top of Flair with a series of right hands. The crowd is on their feet. They are solidly behind the American Dream. And now Rhodes with his knee in the back of the Nature Boy, who's trying to get out. Shifting his weight and elbow breaks the maneuver. But Rhodes firing back. And now these two men exchanging blows, fists, elbows, and chops. And another chop, and Dusty's reeling. Oh, and another chop takes Rhodes down. Flair with an elbow drop, staying on top of Dusty Rhodes. Goes for the cover. Will Flair go to Starrcade? 2 and a kick out at 2 by Rhodes. And Flair staying on top of the American Dream. And now working the leg. Could he be setting up that figure 4 leg lock? We all know that it's coming sooner or later. And Flair throws Dusty into the turnbuckle. Flair charges. And a series of elbows takes Rhodes down to the mat. But Rhodes sweeps the leg of Flair. Rhodes now back in control. And a series of jabs. And a double fist takes Flair down. And Rhodes, instead of going for the cover, is trash-talking Flair. Now he goes for the cover. Will Dusty take on the champ? And the kick out of 1 again. And I think the fans have turned somewhat. They're cheering for Flair now. Or they're cheering for both men. As Dusty was going for bionic elbow, but blocked by Flair. Into the ropes goes Rhodes. An elbow staggers Dusty, and a high knee lift takes Rhodes down. Flair lining up Dusty. And drops the knee across the forehead. We know what could be coming up next. And Flair picks up the leg. Here it comes. The figure 4 leg lock. And Dusty trying to maneuver his way to turn it over. Will Dusty tap out here? Will Flair take on the world champion next month at Starrcade? Dusty trying to escape. And a series of red hands breaks the maneuver, but the damage done. As and Flair now, Dusty coming back. Exchanging blows. Big chop. Dusty rolls. Has an inverted atomic drop on Flair. And now Rhodes puts Flair against the middle rope. And drops 300 pounds across the back of the Nature Boy. And now Rhodes. Oh, the big clothesline takes Flair down, who rolls out of the ring. And these two men now battling out on the floor. Flair rolls back in. Oh, but Flair takes out the referee. Dusty has Flair up and an airplane spin, but the referee's knocked out. Dusty drops Flair. Goes for the cover, but there's no referee. Flair took out the referee. He could have done it inadvertently, but knowing Flair, I don't think that was the case. And now Dusty has Flair up in a suplex. Open a knee by Flair. Breaks him maneuver. Takes Dusty down. And now we go to school as Flair has the figure 4 leg lock locked in the middle of the ring. Can Dusty escape? Will Flair punch his ticket to Starrcade? Dusty, he's in a lot of pain. He's trying to shift his body to reverse the maneuver. And here it comes, Dusty reverses the figure 4, and now the pain on Flair, but the damage is done to both men. Their knees hurting, shaking. Dusty throwing Flair into the turnbuckle. He runs, moves out of the way. The back of Dusty hits a turnbuckle inside the cradle. Flair has Dusty pinned. 2 and 3. And Nature Boy Ric Flair is taking on whoever the world champion will be at Starrcade. What a back and forth contest this was. And Ric Flair has redeemed himself for the last 3+ months since losing the World Heavyweight title in what has to be his biggest victory in the last 3 months. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. And now Ric Flair, he will wait the winner of Lex Luger and Tully Blanchard in our main event, and he will take on the winner for the NWA World Heavyweight title at Starrcade. The 2K19 season finale. And there's your winner, Nature Boy. Dusty's not happy about it, but it was a clean pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Fans, we'll be right back with the U.S. title match. And welcome back to Halloween Havoc. The following contest is for the United States Heavyweight Championship. A rematch from the Great American Bash back in July when this man Sting thought he had the title won. However, the referee assigned to the match, Nick Patrick, was confronted by other referee Tommy Young and informed that Mr. Wonderful had gotten himself disqualified. Well, Sting, in the heat of the moment, decked referee Tommy Young, and the NWA suspended Sting for 30 days. So here we are at Halloween Havoc, and Sting getting his rematch for the U.S. Heavyweight title over 2 months in the making. And of course, this is a big night for the Horsemen. Mr. Wonderful enters this match as the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. He is looking, of course, to retain that title and keep the U.S. Heavyweight title in the Horsemen. And Tully Blanchard will get his opportunity tonight in our main event against the Total Package Lex Luger for the World Heavyweight title, with the Nature Boy Ric Flair winning the #1 contender spot. So it could very well be Nature Boy Ric Flair challenging Tully Blanchard for the World Heavyweight title next month at Starrcade. There is dissension among the Horsemen. It's almost as if Arn, Tully, and Mr. Wonderful are on one side, and of course Ric Flair has become an egomaniac without the World Heavyweight title, but he now has a chance to get that title back. And I think he wrestled his best match that I've seen in months by defeating Dusty Rhodes moments ago. And there's the introduction for Sting. The fans are on their feet here in Chicago. And now the U.S. Heavyweight title. This man, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, came into the NWA and within a matter of days won the U.S. Heavyweight title from Lex Luger. He was instantly inserted into the Four Horsemen. He dressed as RoboCop and acted as an enforcer during a world title match back in Capital Combat. And has been defending that U.S. Heavyweight title ever since. And of course, there has been no tougher of a challenge than the man he faces tonight, Sting. Collar and elbow tie-up, Sting backing Orndorff into the corner. And the referee trying to break the maneuver. Oh, and a big slap across the face of Sting. And that may just be the tactic that Paul Orndorff is going to use in this matchup to try and get Sting to maybe get himself disqualified or angry again. He already hit a referee back in July. And Sting flexing here to the fans in Chicago. Oh, but Orndorff catches him. No, but Sting reverses it. And a roller from behind. Sting has Orndorff pinned. One. And a reversal by Orndorff. And Orndorff holding onto the ropes. But Sting able to escape it too. And now Sting with a flurry of chops and elbows. Throws Orndorff into the turnbuckle. Going for the Stinger Splash. And he nails him. Could we see the Scorpion? Sting not going for the cover, not going for the Scorpion, but has Orndorff in trouble. Oh, and Orndorff, a belly-to-back suplex. And Orndorff takes Sting down, and now Orndorff flexing to the fans. Oh, I think Sting was trying to put Orndorff away with a Stinger Splash. Was not able to capitalize on it. And these two men fighting back and forth in the early going of this contest. Off the ropes, a stalemate. Sting has Orndorff up on the fireman's carry. Gorilla press slam. And down to the mat goes Orndorff. And a big elbow to the top of the head, and Sting now climbing to the top rope. Leaps and nails an elbow off the top rope. Goes for the cover. New champion 1, 2, and a kick out of 2. And a big chop by Sting staggers Orndorff. Orndorff is in trouble. Needs to find a way to slow down the momentum of the Stinger. Oh, and I think Sting was going for another Stinger splash. Orndorff caught him with an elbow. Up and over the top rope goes Sting. And that may just be the break that Orndorff needed to get himself back into this contest. Oh, and a belly-to-back suplex on the hard floor. That is a mat around ringside, only about an inch or so thick. And Orndorff now setting up Sting for a suplex. But Sting blocks it. And a big knee takes Orndorff down. And Sting climbing the top rope. He leaps and nails an elbow drop off the top rope to the arena floor on Orndorff. The referee has begun to count. Sting needs to roll Orndorff back into the ring and go for a pinfall. Oh, but he throws Orndorff into the steps, and this is what I was talking about earlier. That Sting is so far. He has 3 months of pent-up frustration against Orndorff that he has to be careful not to get disqualified here. And finally into the ring goes Orndorff. Referee counts up to 4. Sting back into the ring. Orndorff to his feet, but Orndorff blocks a blow by Sting, but Sting with a clothesline takes Orndorff down. Into the ropes. And a big clothesline takes Orndorff down. Sting back in control. Goes for the cover. Well, we have the champion 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Orndorff. And the fans now are on their feet there cheering wildly for the Stinger. Orndorff fires back with a big left hand of his own. Gorilla press slam up his Sting and down across the knee. What a maneuver by Orndorff. Lifted Sting above his head and dropped him across the knee. And now Sting trying to gasp for air. That will take the wind right out of you as Orndorff has Sting in the corner. And now picks up Sting. Can we see it? Here it comes. Has him set up. And a backbreaker across the back. He picks up Sting again. And another backbreaker. And Sting now in trouble. And Orndorff climbing the top rope. We've seen him do this a couple times, but not many. Leaps and misses. An elbow off the top rope. Sting now back in control. Throws Orndorff into the ropes. Oh, but Orndorff catches him. And a big clothesline takes Sting down. Orndorff now has Sting into the ropes. And a big boot to the face. And Sting now in trouble. Orndorff goes for the cover. Will he retain 1? And a kick out of 1 by Sting. And now Orndorff staying on top of Sting with a series of red hands. And drops an elbow. Sting, a former World Tag Team Champion, a former World Television Champion, wants to add the U.S. title. He is going up the rankings here in the NWA. Of course, every wrestler's goal is to win that World Heavyweight title, and I think a lot of fans would love to see Sting challenge for it. His friend Lex Luger, the current champion. Oh, and Orndorff moves out of the way, but Sting caught and taken over by Orndorff. I think the fans would love to see a Sting versus Luger World Title match if Luger can retain the World Title tonight. They are good friends in and out of the ring. But I think Sting understands the progression of going for the U.S. Heavyweight title. And now Orndorff with a single leg crab has Sting. Can Sting make it to the ropes? He's very close to the ropes. But Sting trying to escape, maybe try to use that power rolls over and kicks Orndorff off, but the damage may have been done. Sting throws Orndorff into the turnbuckle. Could we see another Stinger splash? He charges and nails a clothesline in the corner. It's Orndorff firing back with a big right hand, throws Sting into the turnbuckle. And again, Orndorff setting up Sting for a backbreaker out of the corner, and he does. Could we be seeing the pile driver? Sting getting back to his feet. Orndorff setting him up. Could it be? Has Sting in position, picks him up, and spikes him down with a pile driver. Orndorff is going to retain the U.S. Heavyweight title, nailing Sting with a pile driver. If he goes for a cover, that's going to be it. And he does. Referee in position 1, 2, and 3. No! Sting kicks out at the last second. And Orndorff questioning the speed of the count. Not many people have kicked out of the pile driver. And I can't believe that Sting is one of them. But Orndorff staying on top. Sting trying to fight back with an elbow. Misses with a knee. Has Orndorff with a clothesline. Sting reaching down, trying to get the support of the fans. Kicked in the midsection. Picks up Orndorff. Has him in position for a power bomb. Down goes Orndorff. Sting going for the Scorpion. We're going to have a new U.S. champion. Sting has the Scorpion locked in the middle of the ring. Orndorff trying to submit, or trying not to submit, trying to get to the ropes. He's in the middle of the ring. Sting has it locked in, but Orndorff using the powerful arms to kick out, and the strength of Orndorff coming handy there now. Sting with an elbow, picks up Orndorff, has him up for a suplex, blocked by Orndorff. Orndorff now. Sting exchanging blows. Oh man, talk about a match is about 15 minutes long, and both men fatigued but going back and forth. Sting throws Orndorff into the turnbuckle. Charges and Stinger splash, and Orndorff goes down. Could it be the Scorpion again? Orndorff got out of it the first time. Sting has it locked in. Can Orndorff get out of it the second time? Sting really sinking it in. Orndorff has nowhere to go. And he taps, and we have a new U.S. Heavyweight Champion in Sting. What a back and forth contest this was. And here are some highlights from earlier. There was no intentional disqualification this time. No illegal weapons. Sting has won the U.S. Heavyweight title here at Halloween Havoc. And there he is. Fans, the World Heavyweight title's on the line next. Lex Luger defends against Tully Blanchard. But your new United States Heavyweight Champion is Sting. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick timeout. And there we are, folks, the main event of Halloween Havoc. And making his way to the ring, the challenger, not that man, Arn Anderson. He will be in the corner of that man, Tully Blanchard. As the Four Horsemen make their way to the ring, After consoling Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff in the locker room, Orndorff, I believe, will be joining Arn Anderson at ringside because this match has major implications for the Four Horsemen. Ric Flair earlier tonight defeated the American Dream Dusty Rhodes in a #1 contenders match. And if Tully Blanchard can defeat Lex Luger for the World Heavyweight Championship, then Ric Flair will be challenging Tully Blanchard next month at Starrcade. And the dissension that is already in the Four Horsemen will be cracked even wider. And there he is, the World Heavyweight Champion, the total package, Lex Luger, making his way to the ring. He will do everything in his power to prevent that from happening, as he wants to be the one defending the world title against Ric Flair at Starrcade. He defeated Ric Flair for the world title back in July at the Great American Bash in Baltimore, and he has been a fighting champion ever since. In fact, last month at the Clash of the Champions Fall Brawl, defeated Arn Anderson. So Lex Luger's making his way, I guess you could say, through the Horsemen. As the champ enters the ring, nobody will be in the corner of Lex Luger. So keep your eyes at ringside on Arn Anderson and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who has made his way to ringside. History already being made tonight as Sting defeated Paul Orndorff for the U.S. title. The Skyscrapers, of course, attacked the Road Warriors, and we have been informed that that match has already been signed for Starrcade, as the Skyscrapers will challenge the Road Warriors for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. And of course, J-Tex Corporation no more, as Cactus Jack Manson defeated the Great Muta in our opening contest. And Lex Luger, of course, in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois. A majority of the fans support the package, but he is a little arrogant. We all know that, regardless of if he abides by the rules or not. And a kick to the midsection, and Tully going to work. And now Luger backs Tully into the ropes. The referee's asking for a break. Will we get one? No. Tully with an open hand slap across the face of the total package. Another collar and elbow tie-up. Headlock by the package. Off the ropes. Throws Luger into the ropes. And a beautiful hip toss. And Tully in control. There are many fans, myself included, who would be interested in seeing Tully Blanchard and Ric Flair at Starrcade, as Ric Flair has not been himself since losing the title to Lex Luger in July. And there has been dissension amongst the Horsemen, mostly these three, as Arn, Tully, and Mr. Wonderful have all been on the same side. They have said that Flair has become somewhat of a diva since losing the world title. And I can't imagine when you spend years and years on top of the business as World Heavyweight Champion, what it's like not to have that title, not to have that proof that you are the best in the business. But Ric Flair, while he was on a bit of a losing streak entering tonight, defeated Dusty Rhodes. He will get an opportunity at Starrcade next month. Will he take on fellow Horseman member and friend Tully Blanchard, or arch bitter rival Lex Luger, as Tully with an inside cradle has Luger pinned. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Luger. Oh, that was close. Tully now with a big chop takes Luger down. Another chop, and Luger goes down again. Goes for the cover. 1, and a kick out at 1 by Luger. Luger in the turnbuckle as Tully holds the 4 fingers up, and Luger from behind with a bulldog takes Tully down. I think Tully, in throwing up that 4 Horsemen sign, was letting the crowd here in Chicago know that it's going to be a Horseman match at Starrcade. But he's a little too early to be celebrating that. You first have to put away the total package. Luger saw that, charged and nailed Tully with a bulldog. And now both men on the outside floor. And this can only benefit Luger, as if this match ends in a contest or a countout, Lex Luger will retain the World Heavyweight title. Oh, and Luger with a belly-to-belly on the floor, and watch out, there's Orndorff making his way as Luger and Blanchard exchange blows. Watch out for Orndorff, he is on the floor. The referees counts up to 6. And Tully here's 7, rolls back into the ring. Orndorff going after Luger, but misses. Oh, and again, you got to be careful. Arn Anderson and Paul Orndorff at ringside. They can and will interfere as Tully has Luger up, and a beautiful suplex. Up and over goes Luger. Goes for the cover. Will we have a new champion? 1, and a kick out of 1 by Luger. Oh, and a headbutt by Luger. Stuns Tully. Charges and takes him down with a clothesline. Tully rolls out to the floor, but slides right back in. He knows he can't win the world title on a countout. Oh, and Tully runs right into a power slam. Luger takes Tully down and flexes to his fans here in Chicago. And Tully wisely rolls out of the floor, and Luger follows him. And Luger needs to be careful. He got 3 horsemen. Oh, and there! Tully throws Luger into a shoulder block by Paul Orndorff. And already Orndorff's ringside appearance is paying off, but Luger in the ring takes Tully down. Oh, and Luger misses the clothesline. He missed the move that's a precursor to the torture rack. And Tully charges with a shoulder block. A back and forth contest here, our main event of Halloween Havoc, as Tully takes down Luger. And now Tully regained control. And Tully again throws Luger up and over the top rope, and now Arn and Orndorff going after Luger, but they throw him back into the ring. And Tully now, caught by Luger, thrown hard into the turnbuckle, off the ropes, and now a suplex by Luger, up and over goes Tully. Again, back and forth, and wait a second, Orndorff throws a chair into the ring. The referee doesn't see it, but there's a chair in the ring. This is not a no disqualification match. And the NWA Board of Directors has, of course, as Luger goes for the cover. Referee counts 1, and a kick out at 1 by Tully. This is not a no disqualification match. The NWA Board of Directors has allowed the referees to use their discretion. Oh, and Luger was posing to the fans. Tully has Luger up and spikes him down with a pile driver. With interference from Orndorff. Not that Tully did anything backhanded, but distracting the referee nonetheless. And Tully now firing away, but Luger fires back. Big right hand. Charges and takes down Tully. The NWA giving the referees more power to use their discretion, so I'm interested to see if that chair gets used or not, with what the referee would do as Luger fires away with a series of right hands, and Tully's in trouble. But Tully sweeps the leg, Luger goes down, and Luger is holding his lower back. Tully on the cover, 1, and a kick out at 1 by Luger. And now Tully has that chair. Again, the referee Tully goes on the outside. Back in the ring with the chair. The referee letting it go. Luger takes the chair out of Tully's hands. Orndorff distracting. Somebody's up on the apron. Oh, and a low blow by Tully. As the referee was distracted by Orndorff, Tully nailed Luger with a low blow. Off the rope, and a shoulder block takes Luger down. Goes for the cover. We can have a new champion. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. But a low blow by Tully Blanchard as Paul Orndorff was distracting the referee. And now Tully throws Luger up and over the top rope. And the referee has begun to count as Tully, wait a second, takes out the referee. What the hell's going on? Tully takes out the referee. Luger slides back in, and Tully nails Luger with a forearm shot. But Luger fires back the referee, letting the match go on again. Using his discretion, the match is continuing. Tully has Luger up in a slingshot suplex, and down goes Luger. We're gonna have a new champion. Here is a replay of beautiful slingshot suplex by Tully Blanchard. Tully goes for the cover, that has to be it. 1, 2, and 3, no! Luger kicks out, and Tully can't believe it. This was all set up by a low blow. Oh, and there's a clothesline by Luger. A low blow by Tully on Luger as Orndorff distracted the referee. And a DDT by Luger. Goes for the cover. Will he retain? But no, Tully makes it to the ropes. And again, Orndorff up on the apron, having words with the referee. And Tully and Luger go to the outside. A series of right hands and Luger's firing away. And now a takedown by Luger on the concrete floor in the rampway. And now Luger firing away again with a series of right hands. The referee is counting. As Anderson making his way over, Luger firing away with a bunch of right hands. That's at least 8 or 9. 6, the referee's up to 6. And Tully hears that and rolls back into the ring. But wait, Arn having words with Luger. The referee's still counting. 7. And wait, Tully takes the referee down again. The referee's down, Tully has the chair. And Tully nails Luger with the chair, the referee doesn't see it. Nails him again in the leg. Tully goes to nail Luger again. Oh, and whacks Luger with the chair, the referee didn't see it. Tully on top, 1, 2, 3. And we have a new World Heavyweight Champion, Tully Blanchard. Tully took out the referee with a chop block from behind. The referee was down for a while. And Tully grabbed that chair that Orndorff put in the ring earlier in this contest. He nailed Luger not once, not twice, but 3 times, the third time, right on the skull, busting open Luger. And now the referee sees the chair. The referee sees the chair. He sees the forehead of Luger. And he's asking Tully, did he use a chair? Wait. He's putting Tully's hand down. He's asking the match to be restarted. He's asking this match to be, there's a replay. The referee was getting up, did not see it. Tully went for the cover, the match is restarting. The match is restarting. Tully drops an elbow on Luger. Goes for the cover, new champion, 1. And a kick out of 1, but barely. Luger busted open from that chair shot. And this is an example of the referees using their discretion. A power given to them by the NWA. And now all exchanging blows. Tully and Luger exchanging blows. Luger firing back. Charges and nails Tully with a clothesline, but again distracted by Arn Anderson. Oh, and Tully catches Luger in a clothesline in the corner. What controversy in this main event as Tully won the world title thanks to a chair shot. Going for a pile driver now and spikes Luger down on the mat. Oh man. If he pins him, that could be it. Tully in position, goes for the cover, his feet on the ropes for leverage. 2 and 3, no! Luger getting that left shoulder up. And Tully staying on top. An elbow to the top of the head. Luger's already been busted open with that chair. And again, the referee didn't see it, but saw the chair, saw the forehead. and uses discretion as another slingshot suplex. The second of the contest. Will this put Lex Luger away? That has to be it. Goes for the cover. New champion. 1, 2, and no! A kick out by Luger. Tully now picks up Luger. The big chop. A big right. Another chop at Luger. Waking up. Another chop blocked. And Luger nails Tully. Kick to the midsection. Setting him up for a pile driver of his own. And spikes Tully on his head. And Anderson trying to distract Luger, but he's distracting the referee. Luger went for the cover, but Arn Anderson distracted the referee. Luger now picks up Tully. Big clothesline. Another clothesline. Off the ropes. Luger leaping and hails Tully with a clothesline. Setting up Tully Blanchard. Could we be seeing the torture rack? Luger trying to wear down Tully with a strong headlock on the mat, using 280 pounds on the neck, reversed by Tully. But Luger charges and nails the clothesline again, a destruction by Arn Anderson. Allowing Tully to get back to his feet, but not quite. Luger stops him, kicks to the back of the head. Luger with a big right hand, setting up Tully. Here it comes. The torture rack, locked in the middle of the ring. Tully has nowhere to go. The referee's asking, and Tully submits. Lex Luger has won and is still the World Heavyweight Champion. And that comes after the match was restarted from Tully Blanchard using a chair on Lex Luger. And here are highlights from this version of the match. Fans, I can't believe it, but Lex Luger will face Ric Flair at Starrcade. We almost had an all-horseman match for the world title, but we do not. Lex Luger, still the World Heavyweight Champion, overcoming the odds, and defeated Tully Blanchard here at Halloween Havoc. We thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next month at Starrcade. Goodbye, everybody.